Hey there, readers. Welcome to the Reader's Garden. I'm Mrs. Gardner. Today we're going to be doing Getting Ready Lesson I. Oh, hi there, I. How are you? You look, surprised. Is everything okay? Yeah, we're almost at the end of the Getting Ready series. Let's go. We have a lot to do today. Yesterday, we explored the whole Vowel Valley. Well, almost the whole valley. We actually have a few more special sounds that we need to learn. So today, we're going to meet some of the special vowel sounds. They're a little bit trickier. These are ones that don't fully play by the usual vowel rules. Sometimes vowels relax and can be kind of quiet, like in the middle of the word banana. Banana. What vowel sound is that? And sometimes they glide and slide, like in the words owl or oil. And sometimes when an R comes right after them, that bossy R takes over and changes the sound completely. So by the end of today, you'll know how to spot these different special vowels and how to say them with confidence. And after that, we'll go on to our handwriting garden with 3 new uppercase letters, V, W, and X. Are you ready? Let's go.
Phonics connects sounds and symbols, unlocking code, increasingly nimble, like wings for words, it'll lift you high. With every sound you soar, you fly.
Thank you so much for being here with me today in the Reader's Garden. If you haven't yet, please take a moment to like and subscribe because you doing that really helps me to grow. You've seen this before. It's our plan for today. We'll do our sound wall practice where we learn about these special vowel sounds and then move on to letter formation. Welcome to the middle of the Vowel Valley. There's a very relaxed vowel sound here, and it lives in that red frame. This sound is called the schwa. Can you say that? Schwa. So the schwa sound sounds like this. It's kind of like a short U sound, but not quite. It's actually a little bit like more relaxed than that. So the schwa sound is soft and unstressed, and it can be spelled with any vowel letter. It is also the most common sound in English. We hear the schwa in banana. That is 2 schwas in one word. The first ba, then we hear an A sound for the na, and then na sounds like a schwa again. We hear the schwa in the end of the word gorilla. We're not saying gorilla, we're saying gorilla. And in the word balloon, it's that first sound, balloon. We also hear schwa being made in words like chicken, or in family, or in dinosaur, or in stadium. It's in so many words. And it's the reason why sometimes when you go to sound out a word when you're writing it, you might be surprised to find that the letter that comes in that space that you're looking for is different than you expect. And so that's why it's important for you as a reader to know about the schwa sound. The schwa, when we're talking about it technically, is represented by an upside down letter E, which is why my little schwa friend here is that orange upside down E. And if you'd like to learn more about the schwa, I have a whole song about it. Check out my owl friend over there. Hi, Mr. Owl. So we have 2 special kinds of vowel sounds. One of them is called a diphthong. Can you say diphthong? Diphthong. So diphthongs live in those boxes underneath my owl friend. With diphthongs, these are sounds that are too tricky to just put in the valley because of how they really change from one mouth position to another. It's kind of a dramatic change. The 2 sounds we hear this with are with the sound ow, like in the beginning of owl, and oi, like in the beginning of oil. It's really kind of a neat sound, and it exists in other languages too, other than English. So our little diphthong friends are going to live over underneath our owl over there, and you won't always see the owl in our Vowel Valley. Finally, in these 3 boxes right next to me here, that's where we'll keep our R-controlled sounds. So these sounds are also too tricky to put in the valley because of how they combine a vowel sound with an sound. We have 3 R-controlled vowel sounds here. AR, which makes R, ER, which makes and OR, which makes or. And if you want to learn more about R-controlled vowels and the bossy R, I also have a song for that, and that will be available for you to listen to in the link below. Some examples for you to remember these sounds are AR, like in artist. We have our picture of an artist. ER as in earth. OR as in orca. Orca. Can you say artist, earth, orca? Artist, earth, orca. So there you have it, our completed Vowel Valley. Now, with all of our vowel sounds and our special vowel sounds, what did we add? In the middle, we added the schwa sound. And down over in that far corner, we added the diphthongs. We added the oi and the ow. And what about these three next to me? We added the R-controlled vowels. And there you have it, my friends, the Vowel Valley. Ta-da! Let's go ahead and check that off because we completed our sound wall practice. We reviewed those new sounds, and now it's time to head over for our letter formation. Today we're going to practice letters that use slanted lines. Let's go ahead and practice making some slanted lines. We can do them across our bodies as we skywrite. We can do the other way as we skywrite. If you just heard a deep sigh in the background, that was my dog sighing. And we can skywrite and practice. Now let's see what new uppercase letters we're learning. What letter is this? Aha, it's the uppercase V. This is an uppercase V. Exactly. To make the uppercase V, you're going to do two slanted lines. Starting at the top blue line, you're going to slant down to the bottom, stop. Starting at the bottom, right where you ended, you'll slant back up to the top, stop. It looks a lot like if you were starting to draw a carrot or an arrow or a triangle and then you just didn't finish it. Now let's go skywrite. Starting at the top, do a slanted line down to the bottom. Go back up and stop. Starting at the top, slant to the bottom, slant back up and stop. You can practice this as many times as you'd wish. You can skywrite big in the air. You can do it on your hand. You can do it on your leg. You can skywrite or trace on the floor. Keep practicing your V, and when you're ready, let's move on. This is an uppercase W. What letter is this? An uppercase W. To make an uppercase W, you will need 4 slanted lines. How many slanted lines? 4, exactly. We'll start at the top. We are going to do a slanted line down to the bottom. Stop. Slanted line back up to the top. Stop. Slanted line down to the bottom. Stop. Slanted line back up to the top. Stop. It's a lot like doing a zigzag or just sort of doing a squiggle, except it's very controlled because we're doing 4 specific lines. The uppercase W is one of my most favorite letters to draw or to write because it reminds me a little bit of a roller coaster ride. So I hope that you enjoy this one too. And just know, because it has 4 lines, it does take a bit more practice. Let's go skywrite it together. All right, are you ready? Get your hand up for skywriting. Slant down to the bottom, stop. Slant up to the top, stop. Slant down to the bottom, stop. Slant up to the top, stop. There's your W. Let's do it again. Down, up, down, up. W. So you can go ahead and trace it on your desk, trace it on your leg, trace it on the floor, and keep practicing until you feel comfortable and ready with your W. Here is an uppercase X. What letter is this? An uppercase X. To make an uppercase X, you are going to do 2 slanted lines, and they're going to crisscross each other. Can you take your 2 fingers and crisscross them so that they overlap like that? That's what we're going to do with our lines. All right, starting at the top, I'm going to do a slanted line down to the bottom. Stop. Now I'm going to go right hop just above that where that line ended onto the blue line and do a slanted line the other direction. Slanted line crossing that first line. Stop. All right, so we go slanted line down, stop, slanted line down, stop, and that is the letter X. Let's skywrite. All right, getting your finger ready. Starting at the top, slanted line down to the bottom, stop, hop to the top, slanted line down to the bottom, stop, and there's your X. You can keep practicing, and X is another fun letter to draw, I think. and it's used often as a symbol. Sometimes people will use the X sign to mean no, and so sometimes you'll see like a check mark meaning yes or an X meaning no. So you'll use this in more places than just as a grapheme. So go ahead and practice this as much as you'd like, because it's our last letter that we're doing today. Well, my dear readers, you did a wonderful job on lesson I. We can check off our letter formation. Check. See, oh, I was just talking about checking things off. Check, check. I guess if we hadn't done it, we could put an X there. So we're all done with that. Kiss your brain. Awesome work. Readers, today we discovered that some special vowel sounds don't play by the usual rules and therefore sit in unusual places in the Vowel Valley. We learned about the Schwa sound and diphthongs, and we learned about that bossy R that likes to change the vowels. Then we practiced handwriting with slanted lines, and we learned 3 new letters, V, W, and X. Readers, you've learned so many new tools over these past few lessons. Your vowel strengths are growing, your letter abilities are getting stronger, and in general, you are getting more and more ready as a reader. I am so very proud of you, and I hope that you are proud of you too. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.